Hello guys, welcome to a new Football Manager 2018 save, an alternative reality save with the club Red Bull Leyton Orient. So the idea behind this save is that in the summer, Nigel didn't actually take over Leyton Orient with his consortium. It fell through, and Dietrich Mateschitz, the owner of Red Bull, looking to expand his football empire in England, of all places, decided to step in, buy the club, and Becchetti was basically out. I've called it Red Bull Leyton Orient as opposed to Red Bull London because I feel it actually sort of it kind of makes more sense with the save, if that makes sense. Obviously, if Red Bull were to come in and buy the club or had have bought the club, they would have called it Red Bull London because Leyton Orient obviously is in London. However, it doesn't have the same feel. I could have done it with any club. If it was going to be Red Bull London, I could have picked any club. I could have turned around and said, yeah, it's QPR now Red Bull London. What would be the fucking point in that? There's no real sort of history as to why that's happened. Whereas Leyton Orient were genuinely in a bit of trouble, slipping out the league into the Vanarama National, and had a chairman that really just didn't give a fuck anymore. So that's the story. That's in my head canon. Dietrich Mateschitz stepped in after a failed takeover bid, and here we are. I've lovingly created not only the Red Bull logo, which, by the way, if you're looking to play along with this, I have put this on Steam Workshop. If you type in Red Bull Leyton Orient, you should see this badge. That is the database you want. There are two Red Bull Leyton Orient databases on there, both created by me. The one of the badge is the one I'm using. So, we also lovingly created, or lovingly stole, some kits. So there was a guy, I can't remember the guy's name now, who created a load of German kits on FM Scout to be downloaded for free. I basically took them, copied them, put my own badge on them. It's cheeky as fuck, but there we go. Brisbane Road has now been renamed to RB Brisbane Road, and if we look at the club details, this club has been set up more or less exactly the same as RBL, Red Bull Leipzig. So the same reputation, the same attendances, the same finances, the same sugar daddy, same in facilities, obviously outside of the stadium. I have changed it so the expansion capacity can go up, so they can stay at Brisbane Road. I've also obviously renamed it Brisbane Road. I've also changed it so that the stadium condition is pretty much fucking tip top. Because I can't imagine that Red Bull would come in and then just look at their stadium, which by the way, really sorry Leyton Orient fans, it's a shithole, and go, yeah, this is fine. I think they'd have tied it up a little bit, so let's had a revamp, let's had a refit, and they're good to go. They've also added the roof and underfloor heating to it. I don't know why, but they have. Obviously, current affiliations are going to be the other Red Bull clubs, so they're permanent. The only other thing to mention is that we've got no staff. Zero staff, starting off with nothing. This is me. And we've also got no players, starting off with no players, no staff. There's nothing in the club whatsoever. We've got a transfer. Oh, hello. We've got a transfer budget, and we've got to use it basically. So what you'll see, I'm going to speed through it. You'll see a little bit going on, but we're basically going to try and get ourselves a few players, and I'll catch up with you in a bit. Hi guys, welcome back. I've only just woken up, hence why I'm looking a bit fucked. I've made some signings. We'll go to the squad straight away. Actually, no, we'll have a look at the staff first. So, we've got the best of everything when it comes to staff. We've got the money to do so. Yeah. Still a few staff members I need to fill in here, so I've got a couple more coaches I want to get. Probably another fitness coach and a general coach. You'll need to get a DOF and a chief scout and then a few other scouts. But our medical staff, it's all good. If we go to the main squad itself, it's a few players, a lot of centre backs, as you can see. I need to get another second choice goalkeeper. I need to get a goalkeeper, second goalkeeper. Never known second choice. I've done my best to fit in with what I think Red Bull would have done in this situation, a bit like what they've done with other clubs, and just get mostly young players and blood from through. a few, you know, steady heads, old hands in as well. Like Elliot Ward here, 32 years old. But there's a good reason for it. He's fairly professional. It's difficult to find professionals. But he's fairly professional. He's going to be there to mentor and tutor, same as Leon Legg, who is actually a professional, there to still tutor younger players. Picked up Stephen Kelly on a free, picked up Shea Facey, picked up a decent amount of players. Got Luke Amos here, Rowan Ince, Stephen Gleeson, one of the older players in the team here. I think I'm happiest signing wise so far with George Hurst. Doesn't look fuck all, but he's 18. He's got potential. And he cost us £2 million, which is not the sort of money you normally see thrown around in the Vanarama. But there we have it. Also picked up Dietrich Mitchell. Probably going to utilise him as a inside forward as opposed to a fullback. We're going to get him retrained as an inside forward at some point. Who else do we have? I was impressed about Pleguizelo. I was quite happy with signing him. 20 years old from Arsenal. Cost us £425,000. Not bad at all. I've set up a few tactics here. We got a couple of asymmetric tactics. Normally we wouldn't fuck around and do sort of tactics in the lower leagues, but we're going to have some of the players that we can actually set up something a bit different. So I've not given this any team instructions yet. I've not given any of these team instructions yet. We've got a 4-1-3-2 narrow. These need to be Mazzalas for this, so we'll get that switched out real quick. I thought I did change that. Apparently I didn't save it. These can change, which can basically when I set these up, I didn't have any players, so I'll change things based on what we have available to us. And then there's this 5-1-4 asymmetric here. I used this in a fantasy draft. So basically I had the same team from a 2-leg fantasy draft. I lost the first game 6-1. And in the second game I changed to this tactic and I won 6-2. So obviously I went out overall. But he used the same tactic. I used this one. It ultimately, yeah. So I'm looking to use this one if I can. I want to see how good it is in the actual game. But it doesn't matter. What we've got to do today is play against Gateshead, I think it is. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to just quickly get this set up. Every morning this happens. So I just get a bit snotty. We're going to change this to a attacking tactic. And then we'll quick pick. There we go. So Hansen can't play centre forward or complete forward even, so that's fine. It's DF, I guess. Send up DF with Baronet Jaya as a SS. You've got your inside forwards there. These are ideally going to be complete wing backs, but I will take what we've got in a minute. Go support complete wing back. So I need to find someone on the left here to replace Mitchell. I don't think Sean Kavanagh can play that, can you? Slightly better for Mitchell, maybe. No, about the same. But Kavanagh's better suited to that position, so that's what we're going to do. To get George Hurst on the bench. Too many centre backs. Why did I sign so many centre backs? Oh dear, So I've got a couple of right midfielders on the pitch. Need to get Dimitri Mitchell on the bench. And let's get Shea Facey instead of Stephen Kelly. And McTinney will switch off for Amos, so that covers a lot of our positions then. Right. Let's crack on. It is Gateshead, isn't it, we've got today? Sure it is. Yeah, away to Gateshead. We should be heavy favourites 1-3. Just whether or not they'll pick up this tactic. This first game of the season, first game of this particular playthrough, we'll switch you to a ball winning mid actually. Or a centre mid. I'll leave you as a box to box support, that's fine. Yeah, it's fine. Auto number just wind some people up. Doesn't bother me too much. It's just a fucking number. like age. As long as it's over 16, you're fine. Right. Looks like a fairly conventional tactic for this level. 2 DMs instead of 2 flat centre mid. Fine, I guess. Do the set of fans. Assertive. Tell them they expected to win, basically. They are heavy favourites. There's a lot more to come from you. I believe we've got what it takes. I've got to look at how we did with the friendlies. Answer is not very well. It's not until the last week or so before this game that I actually started picking up players. Not out of sort of any real particular reason other than I was just trying to pick up certain players. I didn't want to overspend on the budget. As it is, we spent a lot of money. And I want to kind of leave some money for when the new gens, the youth intake appears. I want to be able to sign up and pick up a load of those guys, as it is the Red Bull way. And what that's going to be the first goal, 1 shot, 1 goal. Not to be. We're going to get the guys to push forward. I feel. Where's knee? Just deal with it, mate. Deal with it. I can only apologise about the snotty nose. Unfortunately, I am trying to get over a bit of a cold. But I wanted to get this recorded. I've been trying to get this recorded for fucking days. I'm actually managing to get it done today. Today. Ince, Francesco Hansen, and there we go. So he's an old bastard, Hansen, but again, he's someone there. He's fairly professional, so we're going to get him tutoring probably first to begin with, and then we'll try and move him on. I was trying to sign Connor Grant, but he ended up going on loan somewhere. So Kavanagh crosses it in, Ince to Randall. Randall crosses it over to Flynn. So yeah. I'm desperate not to use my Holden Hleb tactic that I used in a journeyman. I'm trying to change it up. I don't feel that I don't feel that using the same tactic over and over again provides, well, it doesn't give me any insight to the game in how tactics could work. It doesn't provide any insight in the game to how tactics work for you guys. Also, it's boring. People like to see new tactics. People like to see things change the way they're set up. If you just stick with one tactic over and over and over and over, gets a bit fucking boring. So plus 4-3-3 is pretty fucking standard. Correct. Barent Sayer has picked up an injury. No, so is Hansen. So might make a couple of subs at half time. Don't want Hansen to get too fucked, but then again, Barent Sayer is 63%. Do I really want to go ahead and make 2 subs straight away? That seems a bit. No. Let's go to the team talk. Still room for improvement. They're absolutely still room for improvement. We should be winning more than 1-0. But that being said, they've only had a week to pick up this tactic, as they've only been here a week. So, I can't be too harsh. Let's get Hurst on instead of Hansen. We'll switch you to advanced forward, deep lying forward maybe. False 9. Let's go false 9. So that would then work with the shadow strikers. Baron Shea. I don't think I've got anyone who can play attacking mid on the bench. No. So you're going to have to deal with it, mate, for a little while, okay? And then we'll change the shape later on. Something a bit different. See if we can do something with that. Let's push forward again. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Alright. Save. Fucking keepers on it. Like a carb on it. Alright. I think we're probably going to have to bring Brown Shea off. 64% is not conducive to good health. Barrow. O'Donnell, let's clear it. Let's clear it. It's fine. It's fine. Now we only had 6 shots for this team. I've actually re-recorded this game. Basically, I wanted to change how I started the game. So the sped up bit with the great classic 90s song over the top of it that you saw a little while ago. That wasn't going to happen until I sort of had a brainstorm about it, so I had to go back and re-record everything. So yeah, this is like the second time I've played this game, this particular match, and first time round we smashed them 6-0. So, but then I did have a lot of my players within the first week of the game, so they'd had a bit more time to adjust to the tactics and start to meld and get along and like each other. Whereas at the minute they don't know fuck all about each other. Hurst nearly putting it away. Right. Switch this up to that, I guess. Flynn, yeah, Jaya, Joyce. The problem with this is I actually don't have another striker, do I? I could put Jervis there and switch Baranchea for Mitchell, Mitchell for Flynn. Switch him to that. Switch you to that. And then bring Amos in for the leg. Switch you to a Dark Man support. Doing all this is going to be a fucking goal in the background or something, isn't there? See how that works for us. Confirm those changes. That may work for us. Just completely switch the tactic from a from an asymmetric to a 4-4-2, but got to do what we've got to do. I want to be winning more than 1-0. 1-0 for me isn't anything, to be honest. I don't like winning 1-0, so there's no cushion there. There's no backup or security. Come on, boys. Do something. Get another one. We've dominated the game. I'm saying dominated. I only had 8 shots. It's not really dominance. But we've had more shots than they have, had more possession. It's just, as I say, I'm pretty sure it's gaining familiarity with the tactic. That's going to be the biggest issue for them. That's going to be the biggest issue for us moving forward. Once we get past the first couple of months, good results, we can get a couple of months of good results. They'll start to learn and get on with each other, and things will be a lot easier. By the way, I am expecting season 1 here to be an absolute fucking demolition of any opposition. Same probably for next season as well. I think once we get past that, it's going to start getting a bit harder. But it's just a bit of a fun one. It's a little bit different, I guess. A save like this. Amos, Jervis, Ince, turns and shoots. Turns and dallies on the ball and gets dispossessed. Fucking cunt. Can we just get one on return? Jervis, you got someone in the middle unmarked? That was a shit ball. That was a shocking cross. Some of the shittiest fucking football I've seen. Get the ball away, thank you, Jervis. I mean, I know he's injured, but still. I mean, that control there. Makes me livid. Right, doesn't matter though. We've got to win. Not the best win in the world, but we'll go that. Yeah, there we go. Need to be much better. They liked it. They liked what I reprimanded them, told them they need to be better, which is good because they need to be better. Right. How long are you out for? 8 to 10 days is not too bad. 1 to 3 days, again, not so bad. I picked him up actually in the end, just because I offered him a contract, just because I wasn't too sure if we'll get anyone vital. Room for improvement. Amos, don't want to rush him. Elliot Ward had a solid game. Henderson is good to see him find the back of the net. There we go. So I am going to be making some more signings before the end of the transfer window. We are going to try and keep some signings, some money aside to sign some youth intake players. But that is going to be the end of the first episode. So yeah, sorry about the snotty nose. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the sped up bit. If it's not your kind of thing, do let me know, and I'll try not to. I'll gauge how people react to it. I'm trying to learn a bit of video editing while I'm doing this. It's another reason why I'm doing this series. But yeah. Anyway, guys, head to today's episode. If you have enjoyed, then please do go ahead, like and subscribe. What else is there to say? Yeah, I'll see you when I see you. Take care. Bye bye.